After their confrontation with the Shadow King, Storm and Magneto have returned from the brink of death, arriving just in time to face ORCHIS' menacing plot against mutant kind. With his 3 hovering helmets symbolizing distinct choices, Magneto begins his assault on the ORCHIS stronghold. Clad not in his usual black attire as depicted on the cover, but in his resplendent red costume, he presses forward. Despite his smoldering anger, Magneto strides forth, grappling with the urge to unleash devastation while also striving to minimize casualties. He struggles with the dichotomy of his past brutality and the prospect of a reformed, merciful future. The ORCHIS troops find themselves woefully unprepared for the onslaught, begging for reinforcements. Instead of Stark Sentinels, ORCHIS dispatches Squad Zero, escalating the confrontation. Magneto oscillates between aggression and restraint, turning the enemy's weapons against them, even as they beg for mercy. As Squad Zero arrives, brazenly provoking him, Magneto wrestles with the ramifications of his actions, recognizing the unintended consequences of his withdrawal from the world. He treads cautiously, unsure of the best use of his Omega-level powers and influence. A bullet whizzes towards Magneto, halted by him mere inches from his head, a clear attempt to get him to act out in rage. He understands Squad Zero is trying to trap him. They tell him that if their Squad Zero's suits detect any changes to the local magnetic fields, nerve gas will flood the prison chambers containing mutants. Once more, Magneto grapples with his identity, torn between the path of aggressive rage, represented by the black helmet, saintly restraint, represented by the white helmet, or forging his own destiny, represented by the red helmet. In a calculated move, Magneto devises a strategy to dismantle Squad Zero's trap. Closing his eyes to concentrate, he unleashes a devastating counterattack. In less than a second, he leaves Squad Zero in their own ORCHIS grave, ensnared and crushed into a ball of flesh within their own metallic suits. Yet, he acknowledges the trap's effectiveness, lamenting the necessity of taking lives. Freeing the imprisoned mutants, Magneto ponders how they perceive him. A hero, a symbol of righteousness, or simply a flawed but good man. He regards them as friends, standing beside them in solidarity. Blue Marvel and Storm arrive to aid in the evacuation of the liberated mutants, intending to transport them first to Blue Marvel's headquarters, and eventually reunite them with their families. Magneto, in a display of formidable power, obliterates ORCHIS' billion-dollar facility, reducing it to irreparable wreckage. A Stark Sentinel heads to the scene, poised to engage and eliminate them. Storm warns Magneto that these Sentinels are specifically designed to withstand his magnetic abilities, prompting her to confront them directly. Meanwhile, Magneto accepts responsibility for the existence of these Tony Stark-designed Sentinels, acknowledging that his own fearsome reputation contributed to their creation. The Sentinel effectively counters Storm and Blue Marvel's assaults, thwarting their efforts. As the Sentinel detects unauthorized humans and prepares to deploy countermeasures, Magneto recognizes them as activists and citizen journalists who are attempting to expose the ORCHIS facility. Drawing upon the scrap metal from the destroyed installation, Magneto creates giant metal hands to confront the Sentinel. Despite a relentless assault, Magneto's attacks prove ineffective against the Sentinel's superior defenses. Pooling their energies, Magneto, Blue Marvel, and Storm unleash a combined assault infused with fury, finally causing damage to the Sentinel's faceplate. Their coordinated effort targets the Sentinel's vulnerable face, resulting in its fiery demise. Afterwards, Storm receives a telepathic plea from Emma Frost, expressing relief at Magneto's return and urgently requesting his assistance in rescuing her husband, Tony Stark.